Welcome back to My Two Cents. My name is LaShonda. Welcome. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having a fantastic new year. Tonight we're going to talk about the first movie I'm coming to you with is Love and Basketball. And I know all you guys remember Love and Basketball. It came out in the year 2000. And Sanaa Lathan played Monica Wright. Omar Epps, well, the grown, the high school Sanaa Lathan. Monica Wright. Omar Epps played Quincy McCall. Kyla Pratt played the young Monica Wright. And what was his name? Glendon Chapman. He played the young Quincy. Regina Hall played Lena Wright. Gabrielle Union played this character called Shawnee. Dennis Haysbert was Zeke McCall. Tyra Banks was Kira. Erica Ringor was Sidra. Monica Calhoun was Carrie. Debbie Morgan played Nona, which was Quincy's mom, Quincy McCall's mom. Alfred Woodard, she played Camille Wright, which was Monica Wright's mom. Harry Lennox played Nathan Wright, which is Monica Wright's dad. And Christine Dunford played Coach Davis. Remember, she's the coach from USC. Yeah, that was the college USC. So, the movie opens up with Sanaa and her family moving into this nice neighborhood, and Quincy and his family had already lived there because his dad, Zeke McCall, he played for the professional basketball team, the LA Clippers. So they move into this well affluent neighborhood, and because her dad is like the bank president, or he holds a high position at the bank. And so they move into the neighborhood, and of course, Nona, she buys this cake, and because she can't cook, so she buys this cake for her and Quincy to walk over to the new neighbors, and so that's how they introduced themselves. She was letting them know we're in the house right next door, and that's how the two kids meet. So Monica's first day of school, Quincy and her was gonna ride their bikes to school, and Quincy decided to ask Monica to be his girlfriend. So they go into the bushes, the kids, for 5 seconds. They counted 5 seconds or whatever. And then he was like, okay, so since you're my girl, you got to ride on my bike. She was like, but I have my own bike. And he said, well, my dad drives my mom. And she was like, I want to ride my own bike. And so next thing you know, the two get into it. And so she said something about his dad and the Clippers, and there it went, right? So... Okay, so then the movie goes to where now they're in high school. This is their senior year of high school. And they both playing basketball, doing well, In the beginning, all the girls were, they were just captivated by Q. They call him Q, Quincy McCall. And, so Monica, she doing her thing, hoping to get drafted, in college. And I think they both want to go to USC. So the scouts are coming out, the big games are coming up, like Spring Fest or something. All the big name brand games were coming up, and Monica wants to make sure that, she do what she's supposed to do. But Monica is a hothead, right? She gets mad, she argue back with the refs, and, she's a hothead. So big game come up, and she fouled out. So she was just acting a fool, right? And she told her, and so they kicked out the game and everything. She's crying because the head coaches from USC were actually there. So, but they saw how hard she played or whatever. She just fouled out. So that night they go to the dance or whatever. And before they before they went to the dance, right? She went, because she played and Q played. They both had games. So while she was watching his game, Gabrielle Union, which played Shawnee, came and gave her this note and said, "Hey, can you get this note to Quincy? Oh, he is so fine and all this old stuff." And so, and she And so Monica wasn't really into, she wasn't really looking at Quincy like that. Like they lived next door. Whenever his mama and dad would get into these arguments or whatever, like he would get up out of his bed, go next door to her room. She would let the window up, let him in, give him a pillow, give him a blanket, and he would go to sleep. So this was habit, like. And the reason they was arguing was because Zeke was cheating, right? But of course, at the beginning, we don't see that. He was cheating. He wasn't coming home, and Mama wasn't trying to have it. And so, he would just come over, and then, and Nona, she was telling him, "Hey, be careful with these little girls. They see that you have potential. They see, just be careful with these little girls." And she told his dad, she was like, "Hey, you might need to have a talk with him." And he was like, "Well, I've already told him about, stuff like that." And what I will mention is, as a little boy, his dad, Zeke would always tell Quincy, like, do not say can't. Don't ever let the word can't come out your mouth, because you can. You limit yourself when you say you can't do something. Do not ever say, a man don't say the word can't. A man say he can. So he taught him that from a little boy. And so, they both go off to the game or whatever. And of course, Quincy was looking at Monica because, she's such a tomboy, but she cleans up well. So when she walked in with Boris Kojo, yes, Boris Kojo was her date. Her sister Lena had hooked her up with Boris Kojo. I can't remember his character on the show, but they walked in, and she had on this nice little white dress, and what's his name? Quincy was captivated, right? Because he seen her. She had her makeup on, her hair done. She got a nice little body. She wearing this fitted dress, and of course he went to the dance with Shawnee, because Shawnee had promised him all this stuff, and so. They went to the dance, and so he come over there. Who is this clown? He make his way over there to Monica. Who is this clown? And she's like, he ain't Spalding, because he had made the comment. The only person gonna take her to a dance is Spalding, talking about the basketball. And he was like, who is this clown? And so she, basically, what you jealous for? Why you jealous? You know what I'm saying? You here with Shawnee, who promised that you going to do all this stuff. Why are you concerned with who Monica is bringing to the spring dance? You know what I'm saying? So she sat down. She's so used to sitting any kind of way. Now, imagine she had on a dress. She didn't close her legs. The boys looking. And then she realized, oh, I'm sitting here with my legs open, because she was, she was just a tomboy to heart. So then, towards the end of the night, he kept looking at her. And she started looking at him. It's like, wait a minute. Now she put it together like, oh, okay. Maybe I do have kind of, have these little feelings that I have tucked away for my neighbor, because they grew up together. So, but he was really paying attention to her. So, at the end of the night, she goes home. Her mom had been sitting in the living room waiting on her. So she goes home. She goes around to her window, and she see, that she have a letter for USC on the, on her little desk. So she jumps out the window, go across the way to Q, and they decide they both had so he was telling her, hey, he's going to USC. He got accepted. He hadn't made the announcement, but that's where he's going. And she asked him to read her letter from USC, and she got accepted too. So now they're happy, and she kissed him. She kissed him. And so he was like, what's that about? But then he kissed her back. So they share a moment, and now they going off to college together. So they go off to college, and because actually when she got in, she had to work when she got into college. She had to work super duper hard because because um you know, she just had to get disciplined. This is no longer high school. This is actual college. So she had to get disciplined. And her coach was riding and riding like she had a curfew and everything. And so what happened is Quincy went home. This is what happened. Quincy went home and his mama was playing Marvin Gaye, right? She was playing Marvin Gaye, and he was like, the last time you played Marvin Gaye, somebody had died. And so, with that being said, she he was like, "What's going on?" And okay, so Monica, her coach was like, she was really riding her, right, because she saw the potential, and so she was making Monica work for it, right. And so, Monica had curfew, and so go back to Quincy. Quincy went home. His mom was by the pool, and she had Marvin Gaye playing in the. Now, fine, mind you, everything was fine up until Quincy went home and talked to his mama. So his mama was sitting on the patio, by the pool, crying, listening to Marvin Gaye. So he said, the last time you had Marvin Gaye, somebody had died, right? Somebody had died the last time he heard his mama playing Marvin Gaye. And so he was asking her what's going wrong, and he was like, I'm so tired. And Nona was like, I'm just so tired. Your dad with all these, he's cheating on me. I hired a private investigator, and because the day of his game, right, his dad was there, and he was like, are you ready to go? And his dad was like, I got a meeting. So when he went home, his mom was like, where's your dad? And he was like, oh, he said he had a meeting. What kind of meeting? She said, she asked him. He was like, I don't know, Pop. He just said he had a meeting. So she had felt like he was cheating. Nona felt like Zeke was cheating, so she hired a private investigator. The private investigator gave her pictures and everything. So she knew he was cheating. And at first he was like, you gonna believe, some woman over Pop? And so that's when, because at first she was like, I'm so tired, Quincy, and your dad is cheating and it's always something, and so he was really trying to ride for his dad. He was really trying to ride for him. But when she pulled out those pictures that the private investigator gave her, he saw that his mama was telling the truth. He knew his mama knew what she was talking about, and she was sitting there crying. He looking at her and he was like, Mama, don't cry. Don't cry. So he got highly upset that one, this man he looked up to be a hero is cheating on not only his wife, but that's my mama. And my mama's sitting here crying, right? And he couldn't take it. He was like, Mama, don't cry, don't cry. So he confronted his dad about it. He confronted her because he had went home. This was when he had went home from college. His first year in college. That's why I'm saying college was great up until he went home and his mom was by the pool crying. Like, his life was going good. Basketball was going good. All of a sudden, him and his dad go to the bar, and he asked his dad about it. And his dad was like, you man enough to ask me that? Yeah, he want to know. He asked his dad, are you cheating? And so he started talking about at a game how all these women get through past security, and then they not only get past security, they get to your room door. Like, dude, you still not saying why you cheating on my mama. Okay, you telling me about the groupies and all that. Why are you cheating on my mama? That's the question of the day. That's the question of the hour. So he was messed up because not only was his daddy his hero, now he felt like everything you told me was a lie. Be good to people, love your family, and all this stuff. And so now he's questioning everything. Like, dude, everything you told me was a flat out lie. So it's working on his mental. after that, he play a game, loses it. Like he's not focused no more because he's thinking about he's going through family problems, And Monica, she's on curfew. So he's telling her what's going on, and she's paying attention to the time, and she was like, hey, I can't stay out too late, coach have us on curfew. And he actually in that moment needed her and wanted her, or he really needed her to cut curfew and stay. But she was like, if I miss curfew, I don't play. So now he's looking at, so I'm sitting here telling you how hurt and damaged I am, what's going on with my life, and you choosing to make sure you can play. Right? So he was like, don't worry about it. So, she said, well, call me when you, because she left. She was like, well, call me when you make it back to your room. At that point, it was a done deal. Like, he was going to do what he wanted to do. So, the next day, she played. She had a great game. He played. His game was lousy, right? Because he was no longer, mentally, he was not there. Mentally, he was dealing with these issues. And then he decided he's going to go ahead and go pro, right? And so his dad was like, why would you do that? Why? He was like, but at this point, he's not listening to his dad. He's not listening to him whatsoever. He don't care anything about what his dad have to say. So Monica is thriving. She's thriving big time, right? And she goes over to his dorm. He's ironing. He's ironing, to get ready to go out on a date, and in walks Carrie, played by Monica Calhoun, because they're about to go on a little date. And she was like, who is this? And he was like, this Carrie, this Monica. He was like, you want to come? And she was like, no. And so she looking like, you about to go out with her? Like, what's going on? She's like, what's going on? And so she leave, her and everything. She leave. And so she leave and everything, and so later on that night, so when he got back, right? He went and found her. And so he was telling her, basically, the problems I have, you're too busy to help me deal with them. Basketball is all you know. So, and she was like, what do you mean? And he was like, the other day, when I was telling you what was going on with my family, you tell me you can't miss curfew because you don't want to play. She was like, if I didn't leave, I wouldn't have played. He said, well, I'm glad you got your priorities, in order. And she was like, I would never make you choose, right? Because she was gonna play. She didn't. Yeah, I heard you, boyfriend. Yeah, I know you. I'm sorry that you're going through these issues, but baby, those are your issues. That's the feeling I got out of it too. I got the same feeling Quincy got out of it. So he was like, "Well, I'm going through enough stuff, and you just can't help me. You can't handle it." And so she said, how you gonna tell me what I can't handle? And she was like, how do I know the next time you want? He said, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I don't want that. That ain't what this is about. Like, I came over here to clear the air, and she was like, well, so that's it? There's no more you and me? He was like, no, So she's hurt. Anyway, so her college, they finished college. Quincy decides to go pro. She finished college and she go off to Spain. I think it was Spain. She's playing basketball overseas. He started playing for like the Lakers or somebody, and he hurt his leg. I think it's his Achilles something or another. And so, years passed by. She spent her time in Spain. He's on the professional team. Nona and Zeke, they divorced. And when he had hurt himself and went to the hospital, well, Dad came to visit. And mind you, 5 years had went by. And so he had seen Zeke seen Nona in the hallway at the hospital, and she was like, he's not gonna want to see you. And you know, because basically when they were both mad at him, and neither one of them reached out. But here his son was hurt, and he came to check on his son, but his son is still bitter and upset. Don't want to talk to him. He a grown man, because he let him down. Not only did you cheat on just a woman, you cheated on my mom. You hurt my mom, and then all this stuff you told me about being a man, you really didn't mean it. So he felt some type of way, right? So he cut his daddy off. So he went in the room, and Dad was telling him, he was like, as I recall, when your mother divorced me, you did too. You cut off all communication with me. I never walked away from you. You left communication with me. He wasn't trying to hear it, and he told him, he talked to him, and he basically went on and left because like Q was being disrespectful. He didn't have nothing for him. Didn't want to talk to him. So really, he did. He cut him out his life because he hurt it. He hurt his mom. Plus, he let him down. So at this point, he have a girlfriend. Played by Tyra Banks. Her name is Kira. So Monica comes home, because she did her time over in Spain. She comes home, she won the championship. Her and Cedric get back together, meet up in the championship. It was Spain against Italy. It was Spain against Spain against Italy, and Cedric played for Italy, and Monica played for Spain, and they had a championship, and Monica, they team won. And so, so they went on, and she came back home, now she works at the bank with her dad, and she loved basketball, but she tucked it away, right? She tucked it away. So, she go and see Quincy because, she find out, she go see Quincy, right? She go to the hospital to see him, and, they was talking or whatever. Here come Kira in, walks Kira. He announces her as his fiance. They getting married, and so now she's soaking it all in because she really loved him. She really fell in love with him, and those feelings came back to surface like she never got over him, right? And so she leave the hospital or whatever. She go home. She's talking to her mom, and her mom just said all the wrong stuff. Like they was talking, and so they start having like words, and so her mom is all prim and proper, and so she was like, "What you want me to tell you to go beat the girl up? I'm not gonna tell you that, Monica." And then she goes into all of my games. I never seen you but at one game. And she was like, "Child, you didn't want me at your game. As long as your dad was at that game, you didn't care if I was." She was like, "It mattered, Mom." But mind you, before they got into that part of the conversation, Monica was being all aggressive and, talking to her crazy. And baby, her mama slapped the dog spit out of her. Slapped the dog spit out of her, right? And she was like, it mattered, and all that old stuff. And so she was sitting outside because she was in her feelings that Quincy was about to get married. So her mom knew she needed her to say something, right? So her mom goes, and she was like, when I was talking to you, I was saying that you were the better choice for Quincy, and the best day of my life is when I seen you go to that dance, and I was able to put my mom's pearls around your neck, and you look so beautiful. And she so she needed that. And so one day Quincy saw her coming in from work. she wearing these heels. She can't really walk in heels. And he was like, why are you wearing heels, shoes that you can't even walk in? Like, no one loved basketball the way you love basketball. What happened? What's going on? And she was like, just let it go. Just drop it. Just drop it. And so Chris about to get married. So, her mom was like, child, just buy him her mom being messy. Her mom was like, child, just buy him a wedding gift, But that's when she realized, like, Monica loved him. She realized it. And so that's when she went back and she was telling her, you were the best thing. I feel like you're the best one for Quincy, And so, honey, she was laying in bed. She couldn't sleep. And she got up. She put on her gym shorts. She went and knocked on that door. Knocked on his window and told him, can she talk to him for a minute? He got out. He put his shirt on. He came out. And so he was like, what's going on? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And she said, remember when you asked me, why did I stop playing basketball? And, she said, I stopped because you were missing. And he was like, you're the same selfish person. You're the same. Nothing has changed about you. You're the same. All you were about was you. And she said, she admitted, she said, back in high school, back in college, I didn't know how to help you. I didn't know how to be about ball. Plus, be in this relationship, I didn't know, And he was like, don't even worry about it, because, when all that stuff happened with his dad, he didn't know how to, maneuver his life either. He just went, crazy. He just went haywire or whatever. And so, she was telling him she loved him. And so it just won't go away. He said, you wait 3 days before my wedding to tell me something like this? She was like, better late than never. He was like, no, better never. You shouldn't have done that and whatever. She said, okay, I'll play you for it. He was like, play me for what? She said, I'll play you for your heart. And so he was like, what? She said, if I win, then, you just wanted me to save you. You wanted me to step in and intervene. And if you win, I buy you a wedding gift. So they go to the back of the house. They both done, put on their shorts and they ready to play. And so now they going back for it, first to the 10, 12, whatever. He said no, first to 5. Because he ready to go back. He ready to go back to bed. So, she shoot 3 right in a row. Boom, 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 right? So, of course she started talking trash, right? So, you didn't come to play? You didn't come to play? And so, he had a brace on his knee. And so, he take the brace off and give her the ball, whatever. Now it's his turn. He shoot, boop. He shoot. And, now she getting desperate because it's the first to 5, right? He said, I don't hear that math no more, right? So, he get 4 points, right? It's the first to 5. So, she getting desperate or whatever. And then, he shoot the ball. And it go in. And she frantic. She is... And he was like, all is for in love and basketball, right? And so she turns to walk away. And he said, hey, best 2 out of 5. And so she run and, they kiss or whatever. So she knew that meant, hey, you want to be with me too. Just like much as I want to be with you. So they kiss and everything. So the next thing you know, they showing them they done had a baby. She done went to the WNBA, and McCall's on the back of her jersey or whatever. So they got married and had a kid, and she went off to the WNBA. So that movie was a pretty good movie. Okay, so I always rank my movies between a 1 and a 5, right? So I'm going to give this movie. I'm gonna give it. think I'm gonna give it a strong 4.5 stars. I don't know why I don't want to give it 5. I don't know why. For some reason, I don't want to give it a 5. But I can't give it anything less than a 4 because it's a pretty good movie. But I'm just not at a 5. And I'm not sure why I'm not at a 5. So I'm going to say a 4.5 because it was a pretty good movie. Yeah. Yeah. But I can't give it a 5, so I don't know. This has been LaShonda. This is my 2 cents. I will see you all in my next review. Again, this movie was Love and Basketball. It came out in 2000. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next review. Bye.